So welcome to the Python Programming Masterclass. Today is the third session. We've had two sessions previously, and today we are going to look at tuples and dictionaries. So my name is Abubakar San Ali, and I'm happy to be the one who will guide you through this workshop. This is my LinkedIn account. We can connect on LinkedIn. I did my PhD in electrical engineering and computer science, where I specialize in building AI powered systems. I have been a university lecturer for almost a decade, where I teach programming and other top subjects in web applications, development, software applications, and so on. The host institution is called Asataura Services and is here registered in UAE, the United Arab Emirates in Sharjah. And what we do in Asataura Services is we provide consulting services in AI, we provide training, we provide workshops, we do research and also development of AI software applications and so on. So for the resources, okay, you can access our resources on our YouTube channel. Okay, just go to YouTube and search for Start Academy, or you can scan this barcode. Okay, you go to YouTube, can be able to find the classes or the sessions we had previously. And we also have our app, our web app, which you can also go. Okay, if you type Asat Academy.ai, you will be able to sign up and sign in so that you can be able to access the resources, or you can scan this barcode also and it will take you to the app. So let's recap what we discussed last week. So last week we talked about, this is last 2 weeks. So the first session we discussed about how to get started with Python, how to install Python on your computer, how to set up Python environment, and also we discussed about using the Google Colab and how you can use Google Colab to write your Python code. We also talk about variables. How do you define a variable? What is a variable? We say it is what? It is a container or a magic box that holds values. All right. For example, you can say a variable is called name. All right. So if you have something called name as a variable, name could have different things, right? It could have different value. It could be Yanan, for example, that's the name. A name could hold maybe Abubakar. So it changes, something that changes is what we call a variable. And variables are the same, no matter the type of programming language you are using, whether Java, PHP, or Python. We learn about naming these variables with descriptive names. Okay, we like to give our variables names properly. For example, name is a good variable name. Age, you want to know the age of that individual, So these are very good ways of naming. We want to avoid things like X equals to Yana, We don't want to do something like this. Y equals to Abubakar. We want to avoid variables like this. Okay, we don't want this kind of variables as names. Okay, we learned about strings. What are strings? Okay, this is what we learned last time. So we say strings, these are written English words, okay, or any other form of language. For example, you can have something like I love Python, this is a sentence. Okay, so if you want this to be printed, you can put apostrophes, and whatever you write inside is considered a string. Okay, that's what we call a string. When you have apostrophe, it could be single or double apostrophes. This is a string. And we know how we can use the string methods. For example, if I said name, okay, is equals to Yanan, for example, with lowercase like this. Okay, I can say name dot uppercase, and this will change the name to caps. So if I print this, if I print, I can use the key print statement. Okay, I can print it, and it will print what for me? It is going to print Yanan in caps. Okay, so this is the dot uppercase. We call this a method, and we have seen this also in the previous sessions. We work with integers. Integers, these are whole numbers. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 99, up to infinity. These are whole numbers. We call them integers. And we worked with floats. Floats, these are decimal points. For example, pi, 3.142. So any number that has decimal places is called a float. Okay. So we worked with this. We looked at this and how they can come about because they have decimal points. We talked about comments, and we said when we are writing code, sometimes we like to write some comments. It's like you reading your textbook. You have a textbook, and you write some side note on the textbook so that you remember what you read when you were reading that page. Okay, so those are comments. And in Python, if you want to make such comments, you use the hash keyword. Okay, you use the hash. So when you put hash, you can write some comment. Okay, this is a function that does a particular something. So why do we do comments is because tomorrow or after 1 year, when you come and you look at your code, you might be confused. What am I looking at? But if you have the comment, you can easily read the comment to remind you, oh, when I was writing this code, this was what I was trying to do. Okay, so that is a comment. So always have the comments in your code. Then the second class, we look at lists. That's what we did in the second session, list. And we say list is a collection of values, okay, of items. So we can have a list, let's say, for example, we can have a list of, let's say, students, okay, it's a list. This is the name of the variable called students, it's a list. We will use what we call the square bracket, and we will write the names of students, okay. For example, we have, for example, Yanan, for example, this is one student. We have Abubakar is also another student. We have Lillian, for example. I hope I'm saying these names right. I'm pronouncing them right. So we have 3 students, for example. So all of them, we separate them with comma. You see, comma, comma. And because they are written words, they are not numbers, we use the apostrophe. Okay, we use the apostrophe. So this is what? A list of students. Okay, and that's why here we call it students. Okay, so this is a list. And when you have this list, sometimes you want to add another student. Somebody comes in and we want to add this person that joins as a student. So what do? We can use the append. Okay, so our students is already called students. And let's say somebody joined, we can say students.append. Okay, and we can append a new person into the list. Okay, we can say, for example, okay, Sadiq. Okay, so we add this person. Okay, or we can use the insert, and maybe in our students, one student didn't join, so we want to remove the student from the list, and we call it that person, student.remove. So we can use the dot remove, and we can remove a particular student from the list. Okay, sometimes we want to sort our list so that things will be in alphabetical order. So we can use the sort. Okay, so we have looked at all this in the previous class. But the most important method is the len. Okay, we want to know the len, one of the important ones. So the len will tell you how many students you have in the list. For example, here I can see a len of students. Remember, there were 3 before, and I added 2 students using the append. So I have now 5 students. So if I use the len keyword and I put the students, I will be able to see 5. Okay, it will tell me 5. Okay, so the len is important as a method. Okay, so we have seen how to do that, and we also look at a loop. Okay, let's say we want to write things happening over and over again, an iteration. So we will use a loop, and we use indentation to indicate that this belongs to this particular block. and we will see it also once again. And today, okay, so this is a little bit of recap of what we did last week. Okay, and if you have any questions while I am explaining, you can just write it in the chat, or you can just raise up your hand and you can unmute your mic and you can talk uh, through the mic. Okay, so today we are going to look at tuples. Tuples, these are also similar to list. That's why they come after list. So what is a tuple? All right. So remember last time we talked about list and we said a list is instantiated with square brackets. Square brackets, then you have list of things inside separated by a comma. A tuple is similar to a list, okay, but when you are doing a tuple, you don't use square bracket, you use a normal bracket, okay, a parenthesis. So the question is, what's the difference between a tuple and a list? So one thing is tuples are immutable, okay, are immutable. Means you cannot mutate. Okay, when we talk about mutation, we mean changing. So, for example, earlier I have a students list and I have, let's say, 3 students. Okay, I have 3 of them. And then I use the dot append and I make them and I added one more student. So now I have 4 students. Okay, but tuple, if I have a tuple called students with 3 of them, all separated by a comma, I cannot add another one. So this is one difference. You cannot add to a tuple. No addition is allowed. Okay, you cannot mutate. That's why we say we cannot mutate. You can also not remove. You can't say, okay, I have 3 students, let me remove one. I have 2 and be left with 2. No, you cannot do that. So the question is, if that is the case, when do I want to use tuple? So when you have some sensitive data, okay, let's say usernames of users, like or your password, for example. You don't want people to come and change your password or add something to your password. So you want to have that as a tuple, for example. Okay, so that's why here we cannot remove anything, we cannot add anything. We have to use it the way it is. So that is a tuple. So here we have a tuple, we call it X, and this tuple has 3 items. It has an item 1 called Glenn, item 2 Sally, item 3 Joseph. We can maybe ask or try to know what element, okay? What are the elements? So we call it this accessing, right? We want to access an element inside the tuple. Okay, so we want to access an element. So we want to know what is the element in number 2 position. This is number 1 position, number 2 position, number 3 position. However, we call this index. Okay, we call it index in programming. So this we call it index 0. And in Python, you start counting from 0, not 1. So this is index 0, this is index 1, this is index 2. So if I want to know what is at the last position, at the last index, I can say X. Okay, this is 2, X2. So I can say print X2. Okay, if I print X2, the computer will tell me Joseph. Computer will tell me Joseph. All right. So that's why you see here, print X2 Joseph. If I want to print Sally, I want to print out Sally, I can just say print. Then I will put X. What index is index 1, which is the second item. And this will print for me Sally. Okay. So this is how you access a tuple. And you have even a tuple of numbers. Okay. This is a tuple. It contains 3 items, 1, 9, and 2. These are all numbers. So I would like to maybe print the whole Y. So I print the whole Y, I get the whole tuple. I can use the maximum. Maximum will return the maximum number. What is the maximum? 9, of course, is the maximum. If I say print max of Y, it will return 9 for me. Okay. So if I want to iterate, okay, remember we talked about iteration in the previous session where we loop over elements inside a particular collection. Okay, so we can say for, I can say for number in, okay, in Y, and this is Y, right? This is Y. So for number in Y, print number. Okay, so the computer is going to print for me 1, then it will go to the next line, it will print 9, then it will go to the next one and it will print 2, 192. This way I will be able to know the items inside the collection called Y. I can do the same thing for item inside X. I can say for item in X, print item, and the computer will print Glenn, it will print Sally, and then it will print Joseph. Okay, these are the items inside the collection or the tuple X. Okay, so as I said, tuples and lists are the same, just that at least with the list you can append, you can add something, you can remove something. But with tuple, you are not allowed to add or remove. You can only see what is inside it, but you cannot add or you cannot remove. Okay, and this is one reason. This is a list. Okay, you can see this is a list because it has square bracket, so it is a list of 3 numbers. I can access the element that is at position, okay, at position 2, which is, okay, at index 2, which is this 7. So I can access this element by typing x2. So x2 is the same thing as 7. Okay, this is the same thing as 7. I can change this x2. It was 7 before. I can change it now to become 6. So when I print x, you can see now x is what? 9x6. Not longer 987. I have changed 7 here. Change 7 to 6. Okay? But if you have a tuple, let's say 543, and you say, let me change this 3 to 0, the computer will not allow you to do that because this is a tuple and tuples are immutable. They do not mutate. They do not change their values or their shape. Okay? And in this case, it will throw a trace back for you. It will tell you, trace back tuple object does not support item assignment. The computer will tell you that I do not allow this. You are not allowed to do this with tuple. So keep this in mind. All right. So this is all some things. You see, you cannot append. Remember, appending means to add something into the tuple. So you cannot do that. You cannot reverse. By reverse, what I want is to have, let's say, x to become 1, 2, 3 instead of 3, 2, 1. Still, this you cannot do it. It will not allow you to do that. Okay? So you cannot change tuple. That's why sometimes if you have so many things, you just have to allow it to live. Okay? If it is a list, no problem. But if it is a tuple, you can't do anything. That's why if you print the things you can do with a list, you will see all these things. You can do them with a list. You can append, which means to add something to the list. Count, you can know the total number of items in the list. Extend also means to add element. Index, you can get the position. Okay, what is the position of the element inside the list? Insert also is for adding. Pop is for removing the last element. The last element you want to remove it. Remove is for removing a particular element at a particular index. Reverse is to change the first element, bring it to the last, and the last to become the first. Sort is to arrange things in order, either increasing order or decreasing order or alphabetical order. So all this you can do it with a list, but for tuple you cannot do that. You can only know the count and the index. Count will tell you how many elements you have in that tuple, and index will tell you a position of that item or element in the tuple. But you cannot do anything else. Only these two. Okay. So let's keep this in mind. And most of the time, when you have temporary variables that you don't want them to be changed, then please use tuples. Don't use lists. If you have something like this in sensitive data, use tuples. Do not use lists. Okay. And because they are also more memory efficient. So if you are writing efficient code and you know that this collection of data is not going to have any changes to it. So instead of me to have it as a list, let me just have it as a tuple because I'm not going to add or remove. So let me maintain it as a tuple. All right. And this is also a very nice thing to do. Sometimes you will see people writing stuff like this, you know, x comma y is equals to 4 comma Fred. So what will the computer do? It will make x to be equals to 4 and it will make y to be equals to Fred. Okay, so when you print y, you will see Fred. Okay, and when you print x, you will see 4. Same thing with here, a will be 99 and b will be 98. So when you print a, you will see 99. When you say print b, the computer will output 98 for you. Another thing is comparison. You want to maybe compare tuples. Okay. For example, here you want to say, okay, 0, 1, 2, is this less than 5 and 1 or 5, 1, 2? Okay. So what happens is it will look at the first one and it will see, all right, so 0 is 0 less than 5. Yes, it's true. So it will return true. Okay. For this second case, it will look at it. Is 0 less than 0? No. Okay. Then let me move to the next one. Is 1 less than 3? True. Yes. So there is a true statement in this comparison. Okay. Then look at this one. John, Sally, John, Sam. Okay. So since these are strings, if you use less than, it will check using alphabetical order. John's and John's the same, but Sally and Sam, L comes before M, right? L comes before M. So SA, SA, L, M. So since L is less than M, it is true. Okay. Now you have John's and Sally compared with Adams and Sam. So the computer will check with John's and Adams. J is greater than A. Since J is greater than A, it will say true, and we don't need to check the next item. Will return true. Okay, so look at one example here. We said we cannot modify a tuple, meaning we cannot add or remove items from a tuple. Okay, but we can assign a new value to a variable that represents a tuple. Okay, for example, here we have a variable called dimensions. This is a variable. It is called dimensions, and the dimension is 200 by 50. Okay, 200 by 50. I can print it out, original dimensions, and you can see it printed as what? 200 by 50 using this for loop, printing each one. Okay, I have a second variable. So the question is, this dimension, the computer will assume is different from this dimension. So you are overwriting. Okay, so if you use the same variable name, this second one will now become the new value. Okay, so this one will no longer be the dimensions. If you print dimensions, now it is going to be 400 by 100. Okay, so you can change the value it is holding, but you cannot change the item. Okay, dimensions can be 200 by 50. Next time you can say dimensions is equal to 100 by 20. Then now this will now be the dimensions and so on. But the moment you try to change any item, the computer will raise an error. Okay, so this is an activity. We are going to do it together on Colab. So what I normally do is to ask you to send me your Gmail account and I will share the Colab with you. You need a Gmail account, okay, to be able to use Colab. So please send me your Gmail accounts in the chat. I will share Colab with you. Okay, and how do you access Colab? It's very easy. Okay, let me share my screen again. So if you go to your browser, just type Colab, Okay, type collab. Just go and type collab, COLAB. Okay, in Google, and it will give you the first link here. Use it. Uh, Open collab. Okay, you can sign up. Of course, if you are using Google Chrome and you have signed into your Gmail account, okay, then you will be able to access it directly. So this is the notebook, and these are the activities which we are going to do one at a time. And each one of you also can practice on his own. Uh, so we will do it together, and I will be solving it. So you can ask questions before we start the activity. If you have any question, please go ahead and ask before we start the activity. So this is supposed to be an interactive session, supposed to be an interactive session, so that if there is any issue, I will be able to help with. Okay, so don't forget to send me your Gmail accounts. I will send you this. Okay, I got one. Yeah, this is session 3. Kevin, this is session 3. Today we are doing session 3. We did 2 sessions before, sessions 1 and 2. I will share this. So this is the third session. Oh, I already have your account. Okay. All right. Okay, so I will share this. Okay. Okay, Anan. So I hope this is a Gmail account. Let me see. Because if it is not a Gmail account, sometimes, yes, it's not a Gmail, no Google account found. So yeah, you need to use a Google account, a Gmail account, or if the school account allows you to use a Gmail account, then yes, you can use it. If they have added it to Google Workspace. But this one will not work. All right, this one will work. All right. Okay. Awesome. So I think everybody will get an email. You can just open the email to have access directly to this notebook. Okay. So let's look at this first activity. It's saying it's a buffet activity. Okay. So a buffet style restaurant offers only 5 basic foods. Think of 5 simple foods and store them in a tuple. Okay. So let's start with that. So we will say food menu. Okay, this is the name of my variable. I call it food menu, and it is going to be a tuple. So I will use a bracket like this. So give me some ideas, some food items. Which buffet, which type of restaurant? Uh, okay, let's see. Let's see with the pizza, Italian. Okay, yeah. So we got something common here. Okay, so I know pizza, I know pasta. What else? Pizza, pasta. What do they serve in an Italian restaurant? 5 food items. Give me some ideas. Uh, Burger is not an Italian food, right? What? Okay, antipasto salad. Okay, all right. This is 3. 2 more to go. Garlic bread. Awesome. Okay, and then last one. Amazing mozzarella. All right, so we have our tuple like this, and it has these items. So since it is a tuple, we are not allowed to add any item. Okay, so this Italian Italian restaurant, they only allow people to have 5 choices. You cannot ask them to make something outside this 5, or they do not also have any intention of removing any of these 5 from the menu. So it's like constant. All right. So they said the next thing is to use a for loop to print each food the restaurant offers. So we will use a for loop. So I will say for food in food menu. Okay. I will use the colon. So when you use the for statement, this will allow you to iterate, okay, to have a loop. And I will say print food. Okay. So I will want to print food. So I can run this code in Colab, just click display, or you can do shift enter, and it will run and you will get your output down. So it's loading. So it is going to print food one at a time. It's going to go. Okay. Yeah, don't worry. This doesn't support an old syntax. It's what will I say? It's a new version of Python. So you have to use the parentheses. So you can see it is printing pizza, pasta, antipasto, salad, garlic bread, and mozzarella. Okay. So this is what we are asked to do, and we just did that. Okay. So the next thing is try to modify one of the items and make sure that Python rejects the change. Of course, it will reject the change. Let me add another code here. Okay. So let's say I am a very picky eater. Okay. And I don't like antipasto salad. So what I will do, I will say, I'm complaining to the waiter or the waitress to change this item which is at position what? This is position 0, index 1, index 2. So this is index 2. So I will put 2. Okay, I can print it out. Let's print it out to see that it is going to print antipasto salad. Yes, as you can see, this is what? Antipasto salad. Awesome. So I want to change it to maybe steak. Okay, we I like to eat meat. So I said, okay, change this to steak. Let me try this out. You will see here. Aha, you see? Tuple object does not support item assigning. And this is what we said. The tuple will not allow you to do this. All right. So now they are saying the restaurant changes its menu, replacing 2 of the items with different foods. Add a line that rewrites the tuple and then use the for loop to print each of the items in the reverse menu. Okay, so let's say you will have new food menu. Okay, maybe when customers complained, so they reduced some few things. Let's say they allowed pasta, okay, but they changed the salad to steak, satisfy their customers. Also, the bread, they changed it to maybe some French croissant, and then we have the mozzarella, of course. All right, so now this is it. Now let's use our for. We say for food in the new food menu, print food. Okay, so you can see now this is the food. Okay, even if I do not change the name of the variable, if I maintain it, it will still work because now this will override the previous one. Okay, so let me know. Do you have any question? You want to try it out? We have other activities anyways. We have so many things to try out. Okay. So I will skip some of them and I will allow you to work on some of them on your own. And if you have any difficulties when you are trying them out, just send me an email or something like that, and I will be happy to respond. Okay. So you have questions? Is this clear before we move to the next type of data? Okay, I believe there are no questions. All right, so we will move to the next part of the session. Okay, so that is about tuples. Next is what we call dictionaries. Okay, this is also another data structure type. You looked at list, you looked at tuples, and tuples and lists are almost the same. Only difference is that lists are mutable, tuples are not. And now we will look at dictionaries. This is the third data structure. Okay, so just like the name, dictionary, you have something like what it does here is it maps keys to a value. Okay, it maps a key to a value. It's like if you open a dictionary, you are looking for a definition of a word. What do? You go to that word and you see the definition. This is the word, this is the definition of the word. So that's actually what happens in a Python dictionary. For example, we can say you have a dictionary called English to Spanish. Okay, so look at it here. We are using curly braces for dictionaries. We are not using square brackets for list or top or parentheses for tuples. Here we are using curly braces. Okay, so when you have a dictionary, this is what you do. And this is indicating an empty dictionary. If there is nothing between the curly braces, we are saying our dictionary is empty. We might have to add values later. And dictionaries are mutable. You can add things to them. So what do? We take this name of our dictionary, English to Spanish. We write a key. Okay, the key here is 1. The key is 1. Okay, and we tell the value is uno. So the key is in English, which is 1 in English. In Spanish is uno. Okay, 2 in English. In Spanish is dos. You know, uno, dos. So this is now if you print English to Spanish, if you print it like that using, let's say, the print statement. Okay, I can say print English to Spanish like this. It is going to print out for me something like this, curly braces, 1, uno, okay, 2, dos. Okay, so this is what the computer will print out for me. Sometimes the dictionary might not be empty, it might have some values. For example, when we instantiate this dictionary, we already put the values there. Okay, 1 is uno, 2 is dos, 3 is tres. Okay, so this one is not empty. That like this one here is what was empty, then we were adding. Here it was not empty in the beginning. So this is how we do a dictionary. You will always have key and value pair. Okay, it comes as key value pair. All right. So when you use the items method, okay, on this dictionary, because these are the methods you can use for a dictionary, it will print for you the items in tuple. Remember, these are our items. So this will be the first, the second, then the third pair. So we have 3 pairs. Okay, and that's what you see here. We said English to Spanish dot items will give you a list of the key value pairs. A list Why did I say a list? Square bracket. Okay, it's a list. And this list has three items, 1, 2, 3, because the dictionary has three key value pairs. So if I just want to print the keys, okay, only the keys, that's what I want to print. I want to know the keys of this dictionary. I can just put English to Spanish, okay, dot keys, and it will print for me a list of 1, 2, 3. That's what the computer will print for me. If I want the values, the same thing, English to Spanish, and I will say dot values. Okay, if I want, I can print this, and it will print for me a list, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is what the computer will do for me. And you will see some very nice use cases of dictionary. It's a very powerful data collection. Actually, the most powerful. It's more powerful than list and more powerful than a tuple. It's like you working with a database, For example, you can have database, register, if in your class, you have a database that holds the names of students with their email, their student ID. So you can have like names, email, ID, something like this. And you can have so many, student 1, 2, and so on. And all of them can use dictionary, to work with this and so on, So dictionary, you will see how we will use dictionary to be able to represent this kind of data as a single Python data structure. That's why it is powerful. Okay, so if you compare it with a list is a simple linear collection of values that stay in order. Okay, we have a list and we write the names, can say a list of odd numbers, I can say odd numbers. I will have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and so on. This is a list of odd numbers. Okay, but a dictionary is a bag of values and each one has its own collection. Okay, so this is yet another way of instantiating a dictionary. You can say pause. So we have our pause, our bag, and it is a dictionary. The money inside this pause, we have $12, for example. We have 3 candies inside the pause, and we have 75 rolls of tissue inside the pause. If I want, I can print the pause so that I know what the pause is holding, and you can see this is what I get out from the computer. I can ask the computer to tell me the candy I have inside the pause, and it will tell me 3 candies. I can say, okay, maybe I buy the candy. So I will say now my candy is going to be the previous amount of candy which I had, which was 3 before. And now I bought 2 more candies added to the pause. Now my pause is going to have 5 candies instead of 3 that it had before. So I can add, I can subtract from a value if that value is numerical. If the value is numerical. So the difference is in Python, in Python list, here we can just do something like this: 12, 75, and 3. Okay, but we don't know what the 3 stands for, what the 75 stands for, or what the 12 stands for. Okay, of course we can say, let's say pause if this is let me call it my vowels. That is the name of this list. My vowels equals to 12, 75, and 3. I can say my vowels, the thing that is at position 2, index 2, okay, is equals to my vowels plus 2. So maybe I'm adding 2 more to this element. So this will be 3 plus 2. So then if I print it out, I will see 12, 75, and 5. Okay, but I don't know what these are. But with the dictionary, I'll be able to tell what each element value is. And this is a very way to do stuff. So the indexing is not 0, 1, 2 like we did with the my browse, where we just put the index. If you want to maybe see the value at 75, you see index 1. But here you will have to put pause, which is the name of the dictionary. Then inside bracket, square bracket, you write the name of the key. The key. The key is what you put. I hope this is clear. Remember, if you have any question, don't hesitate to interrupt or send it in the chat. Okay? So list we want to add, we use append, right? We use append and we add something to the list. For dictionary, we will have to provide a key before we add anything. We cannot just say DDD. This is a dictionary called DDD is equals to 21. If you do DDD equals to 21, there will be an issue. Okay, or you cannot also say DDD.append 21. You cannot say that. There will be an issue. You have to indicate the key for this value of 21. And the key is age. So this age is equals to 21. The cost is what? 182. Now, if you print DDD, you will see 182 and you will see age is 21. You can change it from age 21, maybe after 2 years, the age of this individual has become 23. So now the new age is going to be printed out for us. Okay, so these are some more examples which you will see. As I said, dictionaries come in what? Key and value pairs. These are the keys, these are the values. All right, so somebody might ask a question. Okay, we will look at that in the next. Yeah, so look at some activity here, which we're going to do. Maybe I will do the first and the third. I will allow you to try the second one yourselves. Okay, so I will switch back to my Google Colab. Okay, so I hope you can see this. So here it says use a dictionary to store information about a person you know. Store their first name, last name, age, and the city in which they live. You should have keys such as first name, last name, age, and city. Print each piece of information stored in your dictionary. All right, so I will use a dictionary. I will say myself. This is the name of the dictionary. Okay, myself. Remember, use curly braces. I will put first name. This is the key. Aha, my first name is Abubakar. Okay, then you put comma. Now to the next key value pair, I will put last name, and the value is Ali. Okay, the second key value pair. Now to the third key value pair, I will have age in the key, and my age I will put it. Okay, and lastly we have city. Okay, city. Okay, and I will put my city, Abu Dhabi. Okay. All right. So I would like to maybe know my first name. I can say print myself first name. Okay. Can print this Abu Bakar. All right. Can do the same for my second name or surname, last name actually. Myself, last name. We put the other one to print myself, age, and then print myself. Okay, so let me run this. Yeah, Abubakar Ali, 3 Abu Dhabi. Okay, so I will allow you to try this on your own. I will not do it. All this you will be able to see it updated in the code I shared with you. So at your free time, try the next activity. Let's go to the next activity 4. Okay, so what did it say? A Python dictionary. Is this clear before I do the next one? Questions? If you have any question, please ask. If it is clear, give me a thumbs up so that I know we are together. Or say clear in the chat. Anything, just an indication. I'm too fast or too slow also, you can let me know. Is it too fast or am I speaking too slow? It's a little too fast. Okay, I will try to slow down a bit. I will do my best to slow down a little bit. Okay. So let's look at the next activity. I will try to do it in a slower pace. So here, now that you know how to look through a dictionary, okay, yeah, it's good. You see, I getting the idea. That's good to know. All right, I will try to make it a lot easier. Here I'm skipping 3. I'm going for 4. Okay. So a Python dictionary can be used to model an actual dictionary. And that's the idea actually. That's why they call it dictionary. Because we can use it to model an actual dictionary where you have a key and value. Any word you pick in your dictionary, you write it in the dictionary and it will give you the definition of the word. The definition is the value, the word is the key, right? So, however, to avoid confusion, let's call it glossary. Okay, so the actual dictionary is glossary, not dictionary, to avoid confusion. All right. Think of 5 programming words. Think of 5 programming words you've learned about in the previous chapters. Use these words as the keys in your glossary and store their meanings as values. Okay, so let's start with this one. Okay, I will call this dictionary programming words. Okay, so it's a dictionary, so I will use braces, curly braces. The first word I will say, we have looked at a variable. So this is a word. Let me write the definition of a variable. Okay, a variable is a holder of value that can change. Okay, this is one example. I can put comma. Can do the next one. We look at variable, then we look at comment. Okay? The comment is is an explanation or not. I keep to remember or to remind me and others what I am writing or what the code does. Okay, this is the comment, comma. I will now look at the next one, list. Okay, let me even talk about a list. This is a collection of items. Okay, next is a tuple. which we just discussed. This is like list, but it is immutable. Okay, and then lastly, we will have dictionary. Okay, this is a key value pair. All right. So I have 5 things and 5 definitions. Okay. So what the next thing? What did they ask me to do? So these are some programming words. Okay, remember this is a comment. So I can write some things so that I can remember next time. So above is a list dictionary of 5 programming words I've learned so far. Python. Okay. Can even print this. Yeah. So the computer will not read anything that is preceded by a hash, which is listed below. All right. So what am I supposed to print each word and its meaning as neatly formatted? You might print the word followed by a colon and then its meaning, or print the word on one line and then print its meaning indented on a second line. Use the new line character to insert a blank line between each word meaning pair in your output. Okay, what I will do here is to say print. I will use the F string. Remember the F string? So I can say I can print a programming word. Let me do something like this. Words. You might print the word followed by colon. Okay. Print each word and its meaning. Okay, so let's see. Print each word and its meaning. What we can do here, put in the first word. Let's see. Okay, so these are the keys: variable, comment, list, tuple, and dictionary. Okay, can I print the first? Yeah, it doesn't do this. What we can do here, okay, so this is to show you that you cannot do all the things you used to do in yeah. So let's do something. Let's make a simple variable. We'll call it keys. Okay, dictionary keys. Let me even put it like this. Dictionary keys is equals to programming words. Okay, dot keys. Okay, it's going to be a list. So you can now do, for example, you can have this in a list. And you can print this. Zero. Okay, you can see now the first element is variable, which is this one. So what did I do? First of all, I say programming word.keys. If I do this alone, it will print those keys for me, which is variable, comment, list, tuple, and dictionary. Okay, so then I wrap it in a list to say, okay, this is a list for me, and since it is a list, each element can be indexed. The first element in the list, so let's even why not? Let's say print it is. Okay, so look at it here. This is the keys. So this is index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, and index 4. Okay, so what I did in this line is to what? To print the element that is at the first index, which is variable. And this is what I printed out there. Okay, this is just to show you how to go about it, but that's not what they asked me to do. What they asked me to do is to use this same idea, okay, this same ideology, and then go ahead and print some very nicely formatted text. And this is to say the first key is the value is here. Only time something. Then it is a bracket. This is for this. Okay, the value is for this program was variable. Okay, and I close this. Something is this. Okay. Or is variable. Okay. So the key is variable. The value is a variable is the holder of the value that can change. Okay. So they said use the new line, which is this. You can print something like this, and I can copy this. I come here, do one. So this now we go to the next one. Copy this two, and I will do like this. Okay. So this is 1, this is 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, and I can print this. Okay, you can see it. The key is variable, the value is this, the key is comment, the key is list, tuple, dictionary, the value is this, the value is this, the value is this, the value is this. Okay. So this is what this is telling me to do, which I just made. All right. So we will move back to the slides. I hope this is clear what I did here. It's a little bit confusing. I hope you got the idea. So this backspace n is what created this white space. You can see there is a space between these guys. If I remove this, you will not see the space between the two of them. You see, the space is gone. If I remove this, also this remove, the space is gone. You can see no space. So this is what this backslash n does, to create an empty space. Okay. Okay. So the f string, as I said, if you use the f string, you can write some variable, and in this case, the first variable, this one, is in what? Curly braces. Then I write something which is depending on this variable dict keys, and the first there, look at it, variable, comment, list, tuple, and dictionary. This is the first element at the first position. The second element, the third element, the fourth element, and finally the fifth element. Okay, so that's what this first part did. Then the second part is also programming words, which is this whole dictionary. So we tell it, okay, get the dict keys zero. Dict keys zero is called variable, which is what it will say. Okay, what is a variable? Check the programming words. Look for the where we have variable as a key. Then it will go ahead and write out the value. So this will write the value of what? Variables. If you want to, you can do something like, for example, dict vowels, dict vowels is equals to list programming words dot values. Okay, you can use this also. And you can here change it to just dict vowels. Instead of this, you can have dict vowels. So the first dict vowels, the second one, the third one, and so on. Oops. This will be 1, this will be 2, this will be 3, this will be 4. Okay? Completing them out. And you can see this is a key value pair. This is like a list. Okay. All right. So that's dictionary, and that's how it works. Okay, it comes as a key value pair. Okay, we are now going to go to the last part of this workshop. Okay, so just like you saw, sometimes we don't want to be doing, writing stuffs like what we did here, where I was writing the same thing over and over again. Print this, print that, print this, print that. I might want to have a loop. I had only 5 elements there. I have only 5. What if I have 20? What if I have 50? And I have to sit down and keep writing each line to print this, print that, print this, print that. I don't want that. So I want a faster way of doing things. And that's where you can use the for loop. Okay. So for example, look at this dictionary. It's called counts. And counts have this key value pairs. It has Chuck, Fred, and Jan. Okay. For key in counts, print key, comma, counts key. Okay, so this is what it will print for you. So the first one, it will print the key, and then it will print the count. It will print the key, it will print the count. will print the key, will print the count. So just one single line has solved all those lines that I had previously. Okay, so we will see how this also works in an activity. So now look at this example. We have a dictionary called favorite languages. It has the first element, or key value pair. Jane loves Python. Sarah loves C. Edward loves Ruby. Phil also loves Python. So all these four are my friends, and each one of them has their own favorite programming language. Okay. So here I have a list of two friends. The first friend is called Phil, and the second friend is what? Sarah. So what did I do? I said for name in favorite languages dot keys, because the keys are names of people, right? The keys are names of people. So that's why here I was using for name in the favorite languages dot keys. Remember, favorite languages dot keys is what? It's a list of the keys in the dictionary, and of course the list of the keys in the dictionary will be Jane, Sarah, Edward, and Phil. Okay, the four of them. So this will give you favorite languages dot keys. Okay. So what did I do? I said print name dot title. So what does the title do? If you said name dot title, title will make the first word, the first letter to be uppercase. So here I will be printing Jane in caps, the first letter, Sarah S in caps, Edward E in caps, and then Phil P in caps. Okay. So this is what this line will do for me. Next, I'm saying if name is in a phrase. Okay, so this we call it a conditional statement. We are trying to check if something is true. Okay, that's what we have here. We say if name. So if the name that is printed is in this list, small list of two people, Phil, Sarah. If the name is in this, then we want to print something. So we want to print the favorite language of that friend. Okay, so language is equal to favorite languages name dot title. Okay, and then we want to see something happen here. I see you love this, and this is the output we get. So this first part will print. Okay, will print something for us. It will print some things for us, but this second part will print this for Phil and for Sarah. Okay, the Sarah will come first. It will say, hi Sarah, I see you love C. Okay, Phil also, Phil, I see you love Python, because the language for Phil is Python. Okay, so this is how you will do a loop, and I will show you also as an activity how you can do that. Okay, this is a dictionary, user 0, and this dictionary is about a particular person. In my case, let's say myself. My username is Farmi, my first name is Enrico, and my last name is Farmi. Okay, these are the details about this particular user. And I can use the 0.items if I want everything to come. But look at my for loop. The syntax, I said for key, comma value. Key is username, value is farming. Key first, value Enrico, key last, value farming. So I'm printing the key and values, So the print key, key. Okay, print value, value. So we have key is last, value is farming, key is first, value is Enrico, key is username, value is farming. Okay, so this is the dot items. So we have seen dot keys will only work on the keys, dot items will work on returning both the key and the value. Okay, it will return both of these two. All right, and if we want, we can do some sorting. We can sort so that we get things in alphabetical order. We sort them by increasing or alphabetically. So Edward will come first, all right. Then Jane will come second, Phil will come third, and then Sarah will come last. Okay. So we can do the sorting before we write them a message. Thank you for taking the poll. Lastly, you have the dot values. Okay, you have the dot values. So favorite languages dot values. We can print the values only. So here we can say print language dot title, and it will print Python, C, Ruby, and then also Python. And as you can see, the first letters are all in uppercase because we have used the dot title. Without the dot title, you don't see this uppercase happening. All right. And you can use also the set keyword. Okay. For language in set, favorite languages dot values, print language dot title. And you can print some of them here, which you see here. Okay, so set is like a special type of dictionary. Okay, and as you can see here, even though there are no keys, but we were able to instantiate them, and they will come like having Python, Ruby, Python, and C. And for a set, it doesn't replicate any item. You see, we have Python 2 times, but when we are printing it out, it only printed out Python once. So this could be a good way for you to print out unique values. You want to print out unique values, like how many unique values you have in the register or in the dictionary. You can be able to see them. Repetitions are not printed out. Okay, now we have an activity. I will also do two of them, and I will allow you to do the last one. Okay. All right. So we have an activity here. Let me share my screen. Okay. So now that you know how to look through a dictionary, clean up the code from the activity 4. This is our activity 4, right? So we want to clean up this code, and we want to replace the print. You see, we have so many print here. One, two, three, all of them print, 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 print. Like 5 prints. Okay. We want to replace this with a loop. Right. So we want to do a loop to avoid this. Okay. So what I will do, I don't have to type this again because this is already typed. I will just do the for loop. I will say for key comma value in what is the name of the dictionary programming words. Okay. But I can just see word and the value is definition, right? For what definition in programming words? Dot items. I have to put dot items. Okay. I say print. But let me copy this. Okay, the key is the word and the value is the definition. Okay, let's run this. You see, the key is variable, the value is this. So with these 3 lines, I don't have to do all of this. And I've got the same thing. Okay, makes sense? Is that clear? So you can see that what the benefit of using the for loop, you know, for word definition in what programming what dot items. I just said print the key is word, the value is definition, and I printed the new line. And you can see everything was printed just like it was printed here. But my life has been made a lot easier because before I have to have almost 12 lines of code. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, of course, this one is just an extra. Okay, so, but now look at my code, looking very nice. Just 3 lines because I have used the for loop and I have taken advantage of the dot items that returns two things. It will return the key and it will return the value. Maybe say key if you don't like this, you can change this to key value. Okay, print the key and the value. If that is what resonates better for you, you can print it out. It will also work. Is that clear? Okay. I hope there is no confusion. Let me know if you have any confusion in the chat. All right. Look at another activity. Make a dictionary containing 3 major rivers and the country each river runs through. One key value pair might be Nile is the name of the river, which is the key, and then the country is Egypt. Okay, so we want to do something like this. Okay, guys, give me some suggestions. Okay, uh, I would say major rivers is the name of the dictionary. Any ideas, guys? Give me some suggestions. Maybe one from each one of you. Nile, okay. Nile from Egypt, right? Okay. Let's go. Then there is Mississippi, right? River Mississippi, the longest river in the US. Mississippi. This is the, did I spell it wrongly? Okay. This is in the United States. Okay. Which other one? Let's go with River Niger, Nigeria. Okay. So we have this 3 rivers. Okay. So use a look to print a sentence about each river, such as the Nile runs through Egypt. Okay, so we'll use a for loop for this first one. For okay, we want to print each river. Okay, so we will say for river, comma country in major rivers dot items. Okay, print F. Okay, the let's write the river runs through the country, right? Okay, so this is the first one. You can print this. The Nile runs through Egypt. The Mississippi runs through United States. The Niger runs through Nigeria. Okay, so let's do the title so that each one of them will be capitalized uh, sentence. So title case. So let's get the title case like this. You see? Yes, that's what I want. E caps US. Each of these is caps and what have you. Okay. So this is the first one. The next one says what? Use a loop to print the name of each river included in the dictionary. Okay, only the name. Okay, I will say for river, in major rivers dot keys. Okay, because we are only printing the name of the river. So I will write print the river name is river. Let me print this. So the river name is Nile, Mississippi, and Niger. Let me use the dot title also, make it more appropriate. The river name is Nile, the river name is Mississippi, and the river name is Niger. Okay. So the next question is use a loop to print the name of each country included in the dictionary. So the country is the value, right? So we will print the value. Okay. So we will do the same for country in major rivers dot values. Okay. Print F. The country is country dot. Okay. So as you can see, we have the country is Egypt, the country is United States, and the country is Nigeria. Okay. So this is the third activity, and you can see how life has been made a lot easier by using the for loop to make things a lot easier. Okay. So there is another activity. This one I will allow you to give it a try based on what you see. Okay, let's see what is left. Okay, just one last part. I didn't notice it, and this is important as well. So here somebody might ask the question, what if I have a dictionary? Can I have a list of values inside the dictionary? I don't know if you are getting me. Like I have rivers, right? Let's say in one country I have 10 rivers. Okay, and I would like to mention a country that lists the whole number of rivers in that particular country. Okay, so let's say I have something like this and I would like to do it. So the question is, can I do something like that? And that's what we will see in the next, part. Okay, so a second. Let me share my screen. So we'll call it nesting. Okay. So as I said, sometimes you will want to store multiple dictionaries in a list. So you will have a list of dictionaries or a dictionary of lists or a list of items as a value in a dictionary. So this is called nesting, and we can nest dictionaries inside a list or a list of items inside a dictionary or even a dictionary inside a dictionary. So let's look at what I mean. Okay. Let's say you are building a game, a TV game, and you have aliens. It's a list. Okay. Building a video game. Okay. You have aliens as a list. You can see it's an empty list. All right. So and we want to have description of each alien, a description of each alien as a dictionary. So we have 30 aliens in this video game, 30 aliens. So each alien is what? Has a green color. Okay. If I kill that alien, I get 5 points because this alien has a slow speed. Okay. So what do? I will have aliens, which is an empty list. Then I have this for loop, and I will create 30 of those aliens. I can create 30 of those aliens, and I will just be appending every new alien into this my list, and you will see 30 aliens created for me. Okay, and this is one thing you can do. Okay, now because aliens is what? A list, I can use the dot append method to add many aliens. For the first 5 aliens, I can show them using this sliding. So I said for alien in aliens, okay, from the first to the fifth, just print the alien and then print dot dot. So we have 5 of them. You can see the first 5 aliens have been printed for us. Remember, you can use the len, right? You can use the len to know how many aliens you have in the list called aliens, and this will print for you total number of aliens is 30. Okay. Look at another one. This is a list in a dictionary. Okay. So we have a dictionary here. We have keys, which are names of my friends, and each of them has their own favorite programming languages. For example, Jane, she likes not just Python, but she also likes Ruby. Okay, she can like maybe other programming languages as well. Sarah only likes C. Edward likes Ruby and Go. Phil likes Python and Haskell. Okay, so we can print each one of them and we can see each one's favorite languages using a for loop. The first for loop will iterate over name and languages, which are Jane and then the languages. Then we print the name alone. So we can say print the name Jane. We do the title to make it caps. Jane's favorite languages are. Then we can use the for language in languages because this is a list, and we can print each of the languages. Python, Ruby. Same thing for Sarah, Phil, and Edward. Okay, then lastly, we have the dictionary inside a dictionary. Here we have users. It's a dictionary. Okay, at the top, users. And then inside each user, you have a username as the key. When you are building a web app, a mobile app, you always have users. And each user will have username. And the username, each user now, based on their username, we will attach or map other information about that particular user. For example, we have Einstein has 3 different values. Key value pairs now. First name of Einstein is Albert. Last name is Einstein. Location is Princeton. M Curie. The first name is what? Mary. The second name is the last name is Curie, and then the location is Paris. Okay, so you can have other users in this dictionary, and we can print each one of them. We can be able to make this kind of print, and we can see the output in this manner, where we say for user name, comma user info print. Okay, the username. So we printed username equals to Einstein. So this is what this first line will do. Username. Okay. Then the full name, we take the user info. So we take the first. Okay, which is this, the first, going to come together with the last, which is Albert Einstein. Then the location is going to be the user info, which is going to be the location of the user info, which is location Princeton. You want to make sure the full name is well formatted. So when we are printing, we make sure we format it to title case, and the location too also formatted using the title before we print them out. So we assign them first as variables, then we printed them out after formatting each one of them. And we got a very nicely printed output. Okay, so we have some activities here, and these are the last activities for the class. So let's do some of them. I will share my Google Cloud folder. Okay, so we have some activities here, activity 9 and activity 10. Okay, so I will do two of them and then I will allow you to do the last one. Okay, as usual. And this one here as well. So let's look at this one. So it says start with the program we did earlier. Okay, and then let's make two dictionaries representing two people. Okay, and then we would like to store all these dictionaries in a list called people. Okay, and then we will look through this list of people. As you look through the list, print everything you know about each person. Okay, so let's look at this. This is the person, which is activity what? Activity 3 person, yeah, activity 2. So this is it. This is a person. Okay, I'll copy this. Call this activity to avoid confusion. Okay, so I will start with this one, which is the program I wrote. I'm going to make two new dictionaries representing different people. Okay, so I will make the two more dictionaries for yourselves. Okay, and store all these three dictionaries. So we will store all of them in a nested list called people. Okay, all right. So there are three of us. Okay, so I have let's see, Anan, Kevin, for example. Okay, so you are from Leicester, right, Lina? Or you are studying in Leicester, Leicester University? Okay, so we have this, and this is the US, right? Is the US, right, Kevin? Just assuming. Okay, let's assume we have these three people. Okay, so I got it right. Okay, so now we can, he said, it says create, okay, a list and store these elements. So we will have three of them stored and Kevin, for example. Okay, so look through the list of people. As you look through the list, print everything you know about each person. Okay, so I will say for person and people, print. Okay, let's write. In fact, let me even do a very nice thing. I will say full name for each person is going to be for the person which will be me. Person first. Okay, okay. Then location will also do the same. Okay. Right. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So Abubakar Ali is from Abu Dhabi. Yanan Song from Leicester. Kevin Carter is from the US. Okay. So maybe let's use the country name. Use OHS. This is United Kingdom. The incident in the United States. Okay. All right. So this is what this is asking. Okay. So what did I do? I have three dictionaries. The first dictionary myself, the second dictionary Yanan, then the third dictionary Kevin. Okay, three dictionaries. And then all of these are now lists. So this list of people contains three dictionaries. So we can say this is what? A list of, write a comment, a list of dictionaries. Okay, so for person in people, so I will take the first person, which is myself, in people, so which is in this people list. Okay, for person in people, full name. So I said the F string here, the person, which is this. In the first instance, it's myself. This is the first person, right? The first person. So the first iteration will be myself. Okay. So my first name and my last name will make my full name. And then my location is the city. Okay. In fact, I can even put the aid also to be, yeah, person dot person age. Okay. I can be like this. Okay. Person age. I can say is old from, okay, can see. So we are printing all the information we know about a some person and printing it out for us nicely. So the full name, location, and the age. Okay, and then you must say let the age come before this. Okay, is that clear? If it is confusing, you can ask. Let's move to the next. Where does person get its value? Okay, so what happens is people here, a list, right? So comes with three values or three items. It comes with myself, it comes with Yanan, and it comes with Kevin. Okay, but remember myself, Yanan, and Kevin, each one of them is a dictionary because it contains all these details of each one of us. Okay, so what happens is for the first instance, for the first iteration, for the first loop, it will look at people. What is the first item in people is myself. All right. So person now would be equivalent to myself. Okay. In the first iteration, person and myself are the same. So it will say, okay, what is this myself? Because this person is just a variable at this instant, it is holding the values of myself. So this person, the first name of myself is what Abubakar. The first name or the last name of myself is what Ali. Okay. The age of myself is 3, and the city of myself is what? United Arab Emirates. Okay, for example. Then it will get the full name, format it like this because I'm using the F string and I'm doing the F formatting here. So I have the print statement here which will print this beautiful thing out for me. Okay, so this is what this one do. Uh, then it will now move to the next item in the list. Okay, the next iteration. Next item in the list is Yanan. So person now will be holding the values of Yanan. So it's like you are saying person now is equivalent to all of this. Okay, so this is what person is holding now. This is what it is holding now. So now it will come and it will formulate the full name of this second person, which is Yanan. It will get the age and the location based on Yanan, and then it will print it out for me. Then lastly, it will move to the next item, which is Kevin, and of course, it's the last item there, and it will get the names accordingly. All right, and it will have everything printed out for the next one. And if you add another person, okay, you can add another person, add another person. For example, you can say another one, another person, first name, another, last name, person. This one is from United African Republic. Okay. So let's print this and you will see we'll have 4 of them. Okay, I forget to add it in the list here. There is another person also in the list. So there are 4 of them. So you can see we have the first one, we have the second, the third, and the fourth. Is that clear? You see how the person is getting its values? Can I move on to the next example? If this is clear, if you are still confused, please let me know what is the confusing aspect of this. Okay, yes. So that's how it was able to know. It's look at people because people is the list and person is an item inside the list called people. So I can change it actually. You can change from person, you can use, you know, let's say human, for human in people. Okay, so here we just have to change human. We are using very definitive and descriptive names, and it's a very good practice when you are doing things. Some people will just put I, for I in people, then they just put I, for I in people. But this is not good practice, it becomes confusing. But if you put it, it will still work. For I means for item, for item in people. List is the people, and that's it. So for item, you can change it all to item, but it's not as descriptive. Is people is plural of person, so each item should just be person instead of item. So it's all about, yeah, I forgot the city, took item. Okay. So, but as I said, it's better to use something related. For example, saying for book in books, the singular, then the plural, the name of the singular. Okay, is the right way or is the best way. Not the only way. Everybody can come as long as you do the logic right, you should not have any problem. Okay, so we have another activity text. Okay, so let's see what this is all about. So we want to make several dictionaries where each dictionary represents a different page, and in each dictionary include the name of animal owners. This. Okay, so this is similar to the previous one, just that this we are done with people. Now this one is pets, so you can try that yourself. Let's see this one, favorite places. What is it saying? So make a dictionary called favorite places. Think of three names to use as the keys in the dictionary, and store one of the favorite places for each person. Okay. To make this exercise a bit more interesting, ask some friends to name a few of their favorite places. Look through the dictionary and print each person's name and their favorite places. Okay, so let's do this together. So we will have a dictionary called favorite places. Okay, and it's going to use three keys. So there are three of us. Okay, so our names will be the keys. So I will put my name first, and then I will write a list of my favorite places. Okay, let's see, have Dubai, uh, where again, have lives there. Okay, let's go with Istanbul. Right, so I have three favorite places. Okay, comma. Now let's go with Kevin. Okay, each one of you can write his favorite places for me so that I can write it down. Okay, so give me some favorite places, maybe one or two. Um, Print two is enough. Finish with Leicester, so I will give you Leicester. That should be a favorite place for him. Okay. Kevin, any ideas? Name of a place? Richmond. Okay. All right, let's go with Richmond. Okay, so we can leave it like this. Nice. All right, so what is it saying? Let's write a follow to look through this dictionary. So we can say for person, okay, we would like to print the key is the person, okay. For person, comma, place in favorite places that items. Okay. Print. So we put the name first. The um, Ah, print places in place. Okay. Okay, so look at it. Abubakar's favorite places are Dubai, Leeds, Istanbul. Kevin's favorite places are Richmond, and Renan's favorite places are Leicester. Okay, let's make this the title to make it more appropriate. Okay, so let's run this. Nice. Okay, so have a look at this. Let me know if that makes sense. So what did I do? I have favorite places as a dictionary, has three keys, Abubakar, Kevin, and Minan, and each of them has some values. This first one, there are three values. The second one has only one value, and the third one also has one value. Okay, so this is a dictionary of list. Okay, so what did I do here? I say for person, because the key is a person, places, the values are a list of places. Okay, in this favorite places dot items, since I do dot items, I will get two things to return for me. So the first thing is the person. So I print the person, which is the key person, the title. Then I wrote some few things. Then I, since this place is a list, I can also do a loop for place in places. Then I print place the title, and that's why you see this printed out. Then it will go back to the next guy, which will be the next person. Then it will print everything for me, and then it will do all this. Yeah, so in the next session, which will be the coming week, we will look at more examples about control statements, the for loops, the if statement, and the while loops. We'll take a look at them in the next session. Okay. All right. So we have come to the end. So let's summarize what we've learned so far. Okay. So we've looked at tuples in this chapter, and we have looked at dictionaries. We said tuples are like a list, but not mutable. And then we have dictionaries. These ones are also a collection, the most powerful type of data structure that comes in key value pairs, where we can take a key and its value and see what happens. And we have seen also nesting, how we can have dictionaries inside a list and how we can have a list inside a dictionary. All right. So this is the end of the session today. And thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. And hope to see you in the next session. All right. Thank you, Kevin. I believe there are no questions. If there are questions, please don't hesitate to email me. Okay. Uh, so my email is abubakar@asantora.com. Yeah. Yeah, so if you have your codes ready, just inform me, okay, and I will try to review them for you. No problem. Okay. Uh, so as usual, the recording will be uploaded by the end of the day. Sorry, within 48 hours to our YouTube channel. You can be able to watch the recording as well. I will also send an email, and you can have also the lecture notes sent. I will send it. I don't know if you are receiving my emails for the reminders for each session. Okay, that's good. Yes, it actually you need to practice. Yeah, you need to practice. I know it's a lot of information, but if you practice, it becomes second nature, and that's it. Once you know it, then you have no worries in the future. You know, it becomes second nature for you, and you can easily tackle any problem. And the good thing with programming is once you understand this language, other languages become easy. Okay, so that's a plus. All right, so we will call it a day. Thank you again for being here. Hope to see you in the next session, and I will share everything in the emails. Bye.